Hey YouTube, this is Shattered Citizen here. Wanted to actually kind of talk about what's going on lately in the United States and of course abroad in the Levant, specifically talking about the Islamic State. Um, I just finished listening to Patriot Nurse's comment on kind of her State of the Union, and I definitely have to agree with a lot of things she talked about, especially about that many people in the United States are just pissed off. That's a number one. Number two, we have definitely become very distant from each other. That is definitely true. And number three, I have to agree with her as well that I think that the golden age for this country has gone. I may disagree with that it's completely gone. I think we have kind of gone into this age. I mean, even as she's talked about, as far as the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire, there were times of towards the end of the actual empire, there were basically it was in a rut. It was on its downward slope until it was finally was overthrown by Odoacer and the Huns. Um, so I think that I think one, since this is part of the leadership series, I think one is I have to agree with Patroness again on this, is that you do have to take responsibility for yourself and your family, and she is right. You know, in these particular times, you have to be on your A game, whether you are the husband or the head of household, or you are a single parent, or you're in a cooperative relationship, whatever that may be, however you defined it. I think it is important that either one of you, both of you together, really figure out that game plan, because what you are seeing, and I think not just the actions in Missouri, but I think around the world, what you were seeing is this neo-slavery, neo thought coming in where the middle class is just being erased. It really is. People are getting into debt. People are not getting out of it when they get into it. People are unable to pay their mortgages. The people are having problems finding gainful employment. In addition to that, you have the media and everything play it off like it's not even a problem. I mean, oh, the economy is getting better. Let me tell you something, folks. When people tell you, and the news tells you, and the media tells you, and the president tells you, oh, the economy's improving, it's not. Once you hear something, it's already too late. Just like the stock market. If you hear something on the news, your time to buy into that before the stock splits or goes IPO, it's too late. You know, it's like anything else. You have to hear before it ends up on the news. And, do your own research. And like I said before in my previous post, my first post, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Do your own research. You don't think this is, you don't think the economy is the way it is? Okay, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. There are plenty of statistics out there, both government, private, state, international. There are plenty of documentation that you can check out there and look for yourself. I encourage everyone to do that. Not take anyone's word for it on YouTube. We're all here. We all have our own opinions. But, I think that is part of a leadership role, is you have to lead. And lead may be that you may take a different direction than you may have thought in your life, and for the life of your family, and for the future of your family. Because it's not just about you, folks. I'm in my early 30s, and being a new dad myself, the first thing I think about now is that, okay, what's happening 30 years from now? Okay, how can I project what happens 30 years from now? When my son is my age, when my son is my age and I'm about to retire, what am I leaving him that he can bounce from? Because I'm going to tell you, folks, I strongly believe Social Security, not for those that are in my age, those that were born in the early 80s, forget about it. I mean, from the 80s on, I wouldn't, IRAs are good. Anything you can control yourself, anything that you are not, beholden to someone else for, whether that's a bank or, or any other financial institution. If you can get yourself in an IRA, something that doesn't depend on the government to say, okay, well, here's your money. If you can get it out yourself once you reach the certain required age limit, that's probably the way to go, to be honest. Um, financial planning is a part of leadership. You still have to lead in that. And then whether that's you as the head of household, whether it's you as the sole breadwinner or the sole parent in your household, whatever that may be, or if it's a collaborative, if you and your spouse or you and your significant other or you and your partner, however you define that, are working together as a team to do that, then both of you need to come to that, conclusion what you need to do. And that kind of leads into, the next question about leadership, about security for your family. The issue that's going on in Missouri, I'm really not going to go into what I think. All I can say is this, for all you naysayers out there about whatever happens, everyone needs to kind of keep quiet until we get all the information. You have members on the extreme left, your Al Sharptons, your Jesse Jacksons, that are just race baiting the heck out of the situation. I am not saying that race didn't have anything to do with it, but what I am saying is that if they truly cared about the situation, this would have been a constant campaign for the issues that are going on in our inner cities and our suburbs. I mean, I'm in the East Coast, so my thing is that, okay, where's the Al Sharpton when the 7-year-old black kid got killed yesterday? Just walking to school, a couple gangbangers were around, and they were looking to have some fun, and the kid got caught in a crossfire. It was like 2 seconds on the local news, and it was back to, the death of the actor. His name escapes me right now. I apologize. So my thing is that there are a number of kids that are killed daily, and it only becomes national attention when it is made national attention. It is only given its credibility when it makes national attention. People all of a sudden come out and rallies for this when it becomes big. It's people are capitalizing on the situation, and that is my problem. My problem is they always say, well, we're not trying to make it. Yeah, you're making money off it. Why are you here? Why are you here? Where were you yesterday when the other kid in Seattle, Washington, was was involved in a hit and run because the driver of the vehicle was a member of the drug cartel trying to escape police? I'm using hypotheticals here, but you understand where I'm going. The issue is when it's about race, it's about money. The dollar signs just keep rolling. Nothing else matters. And in this country, America itself has a short-term memory. We are all about something until there's something better to talk about. That's basically what it is. And we forget all about it. We really do. I mean, unless it is linked to a topic that is currently in debate, that is the only time we're probably going to ever hear about it again. Columbine, Sandy Hook, Virginia Tech. I mean, those things were linked to, they were linked because of the ongoing gun debates in various states and in the federal government and what was going on there. So they were pushing that agenda. But when they realized that they couldn't push it anymore and that it was a dead issue, they've then moved on to something else. The big issue, of course, is that we have a problem with race in the country. We just always have. I mean, as Patron said, I agree with her. I'm a realist too. Just say it. Say it to my face. Don't say it don't smile to me in my face and then stab me in the back. If you have something to say it to my face. And I'm going to be brutally honest with our YouTube community. We have a problem with race. We have a problem in race that is the legacy of slavery still exists. Slavery itself, as in chattel slavery, no longer exists. Though sexual slavery and other things are going on in this country. But we do have those underlying issues. Now, it does not mean that every single thing that happens has to be about race. It is made into race on many things. It may not have even started off like that. So, bottom line is we all need to we all have our opinions, and it is your right as a citizen to have that. But we need to see the autopsy report, a good autopsy report, a non-tainted autopsy report, and we need to see the ballistic samples from that report. We need to see exit wounds. We need to see calibers. We need to see distance. Those things will prove, and bullets don't lie. Those things will prove, you know. But I will tell you this: if it comes out that the cop was right, that he was justified, because again, we do not know all the facts. We have, you know, we have cameras from cell phones from different angles from people who got there after the fact or just before. We don't have anything that happened at the time. If it comes out that he was right, it's going to be a problem. And I mean that is that it doesn't, at this point, it doesn't matter. The chain of events that have allowed the situation to blow up to its point have reached the point where it no longer even matters the outcome. It really doesn't, because there's going to be problems after. My honest opinion, the state of Missouri should have come out first with this information. They should not have allowed others or opponents or baiters or whatever to come in and basically hijack the story, because that's basically what happened. And coming out with trickles of information doesn't work, because it becomes suspect. And the more you do that, it becomes even more suspect. So at this point, the entire case is pretty much tainted. It really is. It does not matter the outcome, people. It really does not. Now, how that links into the leadership role, I'm going to go to the owner of the tattoo parlor and the gun shop owner. Did the right thing. They protected their own. They were standing out front, ARs in hand, weapons in hand. No one touched them, because they knew, and I believe they saw the writing on the wall. No one is coming in here robbing me blind. Now, for the shop owners that had that, I believe it was, I want to say DP or DT. Apologies if I'm saying the wrong names, but those store owners, I hope they had insurance. But I hope that next time this happens, because it probably will, next time it happens, that they have a little bit more foresight to arm themselves, or at least to get help to protect their property. It is a sad state of affairs when you see people destroy the community in which they live. They destroy the economic infrastructure, the jobs, the services that these businesses bring, that they are destroying. Because when the dust settles, folks, when the dust settles, you and I don't live there. They do. And when the dust settles, it's going to be their mess. It's going to be that dust they're going to have to clean up themselves, because everyone's going to leave. The media is going to go. I hate to use the word carpetbaggers, but you know what I mean. The people that came in there just to exploit the situation, whether it was for financial gain, political gain, or material gain, when they all leave, the citizens of Ferguson are the only people that are going to be left. And they're the ones that are going to actually feel the hurt. For those individuals that looted and pillaged, that's on you. That's on your soul. You have to deal with that yourself. But since we all know, based on what the media has said, most of the looters weren't even from Ferguson, that tells you something. At least that tells you that the majority of the people that lived there weren't involved in it, and I'm happy to hear that. But unfortunately, they're going to be the ones that feel the brunt of it when the dust settles.